Hello and welcome to Kennesaw, Georgia for the beginning of match week 7 in MLS Next Pro. Atlanta United 2 taking on Chattanooga FC. The final match of a 5-game homestand for Atlanta, and for the Five Stripes, they're looking for their second win of the season. They're coming off back-to-back losses in pretty big fashion. A 5-1 loss to Philadelphia, a 5-0 loss to Philadelphia and a 4-1 loss to Cincinnati. And so really trying to figure out what they need to do early on in the season to set the tone for the rest of the year. And then on the flip side for Chattanooga, a team that is on the opposite realm of what they're looking to do here in 2024. They have 3 wins in their last 4 matches, including a win against Huntsville in their last match. You see right here where Chattanooga sits in their first year in the league, 3rd behind Philadelphia Union and New York Red Bulls. And for Atlanta, now about to play their 5th match of the year, just the 3 points, only coming off their win versus Carolina Core. So really trying to figure out what they need to do early on in the year, have played some lineups in which they had a younger, tilting starting 11, but things a bit different here today. Their starting 11, a couple changes, 4 to be exact, from their last loss to Cincinnati. And those changes are Etienne Jr., who was traded today to Toronto. He is not in. Caden Moore, Eric Centeno, and Luis Torres are out. And Noble Okello, Matias Gallardo, Ramsey Kawasmi, and Luke Brennan enter into the starting lineup. Brennan going to be a big key on that right wing, playing to the right of Nick Firmino. Now the starting 11 for Chattanooga and Coach Underwood. 3 changes from their win over Huntsville. And Mehdi Wamri, Andres Jimenez are out, as well as Luis Garcia. He'll be in this lineup, along with Carlos Rivas, who will play that number 9. And Farid Sarsar is in for Chattanooga as well. Sarsar, the former Inter Miami 2-man. He will be playing in that center back role, as Andres Jimenez will not be in that role starting on the day. For Atlanta, mentioned that their last 2 matches have not been to the liking of their manager based on the results, but he knows that his team comes in with a lot of fury, and they really have a understanding on what they need to do in this match. Had a good week of training going back to last week, and knows that his team is resilient, and so they will be looking to take down a Chattanooga side that has been boosting on all cylinders to start 2024. Mario Maric blows his whistle, and we begin match day 7 in MLS Next Pro. Atlanta United and their black kits taking on Chattanooga in their road white kits. Jalen James is fouled from behind by Luke Brennan, and an early set piece, not more than a minute in for Chattanooga. Free kick taken quickly. Gray around one defender. He's tripped up on the edge of the box. And a second set piece within a minute for Chattanooga. Alex McGrath leads this team in goals with 4 coming into today, standing over it right now, along with Luis Garcia Sosa. Now McGrath lays the ball up. Ball is headed away by Gallardo initially, and Tamimi will carry it for Atlanta. Those moments are going to be key for Atlanta for the remainder of this match. Coach Cook saying after the lost to Philadelphia that we just weren't good in those key moments. We led Philadelphia in regards to possession, but gave up 2 goals on set pieces and a 3rd goal in the second phase of a set piece. And so after giving up those goals, that's why the scoreline looked like it did. Trying to change things at home. Brennan takes some contact. Tamimi boosting that ball away. It will be a free kick for Atlanta. Javier Armas with the restart. This is Jacob Williams, former Crown Legacy man. This ball tapped forward, going over. There's Nick Firmino. Ball comes back in quickly. Tamimi. Firmino connects with Gallardo. Tamimi picks this ball up. It's tapped away. Armas will attempt to switch. And connects out wide with Matias Gallardo. Gallardo, early ball across. Brennan has it. Brennan. Now Edwards. And can't steer it on frame. Ball is tapped wide. Took a deflection. And Atlanta will have their first set piece. You see here, one big switch, then another. Brennan lays the ball into the path of Edwards, and sliding in was Farid Sarsar, last line of defense. So now Matias Gallardo prepares to take this corner. Lifts the ball into the box, headed away initially by Berg. Now Brennan. Morales. And Edwards hits this high into the air. Armas controls for Atlanta. A ball lost. Been talking with Coach Underwood for Chattanooga, saying that early on in the season, yes, we have played well, but not even close to what we believe this team can be. And that's a scary statement for a team that has won 3 of their last 4 and is unbeaten in their first 5 matches in league play. Their only loss coming in the Open Cup. And said that this team did not want to take too much away from their big victory over Inter Miami. Felt like, yes, we did play at a high level and put some goals past a good team because of how they played. But wants that to be just a stepping stone to what the team can be. Morales steps in front of that. Yes. It's a good idea for Alex McGrath. Yellow quickly shown to Anatoly Prepelita. So he'll have to play for the remainder of this match. 84 minutes and change on a yellow.
Chattanooga FC yellow card in the
see there, just kind of bringing down Kareem Tamimi. So one of your 2 center backs playing on a yellow card. Be interesting to see how Atlanta now starts to attack the back line with Prepelita on the yellow card, and Sarsar is a player that is known within the league. Went to Nova Southeastern, played Division II soccer before playing with Inter Miami last year. Firmino sends the ball out wide. Gallardo can't win the race to it as Prepelica goes to ground. Ball comes back into Gallardo. Cross elevated. Ball won by Sarsar. Armas trying to turn. Taps towards Brennan. Isolated. Luke Brennan attacking the byline and earns his team another corner. Coming out on the front foot was one of the keys to success for Atlanta. One thing about having a midweek match, especially after the results of the last, allows you to turn the page quickly. Right now trying to flip the script. Corner comes quickly, and Firmino off target on his first shot of the day. Not something you're going to see very often from Nick Firmino. Did not miss very many times last year. Led the team in goals. Part of MLS Next Pro's best 11. Nice tackle by Armas. Brennan receives it back from Firmino. Armas, Tamimi, Gallardo whips the ball in, and Firmino could not nod that on frame. Garcia Sosa connects with Rivas. And the counter press broken by Chattanooga. This is Jalen James, 2 weeks removed from a hat trick. Milo Garvagnon lifts this ball over the top of the defense. Atlanta does just enough for the moment. Now that ball hitting Rivas, taking him to the turf. So he will need some assistance. Right to the face as Kawamzi hit Rivas. He is up under his own power, walking. Carlos Rivas most notably played with Orlando City. 82 appearances. 12 goals and 12 assists, so definitely no stranger to MLS. And Rivas is back on the field. Garvagnon receives it back as Atlanta continues to push Chattanooga back into their own defensive half. Chattanooga showing great patience right now, but losing possession. Armas. Firmino in close quarters, takes contact and ends up on the pitch. Free kick coming for Atlanta. And just a conversation with Jalen James from Mario Maric. Cannot slow the game down by sending the ball away off of a free kick for the other team. That ball took a deflection. Rivas trying to get around Kawasmi. And a throw-in coming for Chattanooga. 14th minute of action, no score between Chattanooga FC and Atlanta United. Chattanooga in their first season in MLS Next Pro, an expansion side, a part of consistent growth in the league. Arthur back to Prepalita. Sarsar. Prepalita. Beautiful ball into Rivas. He could not control it. Now Gallardo attempts to go over the top. Firmino was tracking back towards Gallardo. And Chattanooga takes back over in possession. We talk about Chattanooga stepping into MLS Next Pro. They led the NISA in attendance, both in single game and for the season last year. Garvagnon and Arthur cannot connect, and Atlanta will have the throw-in. Okello to Armas, Morales, and Williams. Atlanta looking for an early goal. First 15 minutes were going to be key, especially after how the last two matches have gone. And Atlanta was on a big break. Some schedule changes allowed them to have a 3-week basically break from their match against Carolina Core until their match with Philadelphia. And forward Coach Cook said that it was the longest 3 weeks of any season he's ever been a part of. Allowed the team to get back to what they had learned in the preseason. Basically had a second mini preseason. But nothing can compare to playing real matches within the regular season. This will be their third match since that 3-week break, looking for a win. Gallardo keeps this ball in play. And now a throw-in coming for Chattanooga. This broadcast is presented by Piedmont. Those fans in the blue and white are Chattahooligans that have made the trip from Chattanooga to Kennesaw, Georgia for this match. Chattanooga takeover of sorts. Edwards goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Josh Cohen, making his first appearance of 2024. Signed as the first-team goalkeeper, played in the Israeli Premier League, and also in the Israeli Super Cup back in 2021. 3 straight Israeli Premier League titles for Cohen. Nice touch from Edwards. Okello connects with Tamimi. Lots of space. Tamimi lays the ball off for Brennan. A handball right off of Fareed Sarsar, and a kick from the spot up coming for Atlanta. So the first break for the home side as Luke Brennan sent the ball across. It hit Fareed Sarsar right on the arm, clear as day. And Atlanta will have a penalty with the opportunity to take the lead. Javier Armas, the designated penalty kick taker, already has a make on the season. Jonathan Burke, goalkeeper for Chattanooga, looking to keep it out. We step into the 20th minute of action. Armas slows his pace and scores. Atlanta takes a 1-goal lead on the penalty from Javier Armas. And that little stutter makes things so difficult for Burke. Here it is again, Brennan. As Sarsar had his hand up, the ball went right off of his arm, and then Armas. Such a tricky technique to perfect. He made it look easy. Atlanta has the early lead.
Atlanta United 2, goal in the 20th minute, number 86, Javier Armas.
Armas' 3rd goal of the year. It's the 48th overall selection in the past draft out of Oregon State. 2-time first-team All-Pac-12. Wasmi gets in front of that through ball as McGrath was looking for it. Gallardo can't clear it away. Okello, nice touch to Tamimi. And Brennan waits for this ball. Armas connects with him. Brennan attacking the back line. Can't cut the ball across, but will earn his team a corner. Atlanta, right after that first goal, looking for more rather quickly. You can just tell that this team is playing with a different level of confidence, even though it's been just 2 minutes since the goal. This is Gallardo. Repalita, first one in the air for it. Brennan controls, and that will be a free kick for Atlanta. Another set piece for the home side. Gallardo will once again take the free kick. 20-year-old from Argentina. Whips the ball in, bounces in the box. Gallardo looks to be the first to this. And then the ball is cleared away. It will bounce out, and Atlanta will have a throw. Got some early chances for Atlanta. This is what Coach Cook was looking for. Have to win the important moments. First match of the season versus Orlando. Went up in that match, but then allowed 3 straight to OCB. Tamimi and Garvagnon get tangled up. Tamimi felt he was fouled first. Garvagnon is down on one knee. And Alex McGrath is having a conversation with our head referee. Here's the first. You see Tamimi kind of grabbing at his stomach. And then the secondary action. Garvagnon still trying to shake it off. This broadcast is presented by Gallagher. 1-goal game. Atlanta in front thanks to a penalty that was scored by Javier Armas. Luke Brennan was attacking the back line, sent in a cross that was hit on the arm by Fareed Sarsar. It's called a handball. Kick from the spot. And scored by Armas. Chattanooga has not found itself behind very many times this season. So how will they respond? Offside the decision as Cohen came off his line to head the ball away. The thing about Atlanta and what this team wants to be, we're on the fringe of the playoffs last season, but there's just such an interesting space that these teams are in Next Pro when it comes to youth development, when it comes to trying to get results. And that is something that Coach Cook is not shy about talking about. Going back to the last 2 matches, youth in the lineup and how that can affect the overall product. But knowing that the overall goal is development, and that those players will figure things out. Atlanta on the front foot right now. And Brennan can't head that past the goalkeeper. Gallardo with a beautiful ball in. Brennan just could not control it. Think about the youth. The average age of the starting 11 in the last match was 20 years of age. The average age of the starting 11 today, 23. With multiple players that have a lot of experience. The youngest player in the starting 11 for Atlanta today is Luke Brennan at 19. He signed his homegrown contract and has been a part of the academy and is the most tenured member of Atlanta United 2 going back to his academy days. He has the most minutes of any academy player ever to play with the second team. So despite his youth, has the experience to back it up. And there's just been a different aura for Atlanta on the day. Morales. He's just 20 years of age. Kawazmi. ball on the field. And now the ball back in play for Atlanta. This is one thing that Firmino can do. Can play in that number 10 role as he's held up. Firmino can be the striker, the number 9. He has a thirst for goal. But also can play in that number 10 role, pick up the ball at midfield, and start the offense. He is such a great player for Atlanta, especially going back to last season. Wasby being a little too physical with Carlos Rivas. And so Carvagnan boosts this ball deep. Jalen James racing for it, but Jacob Williams the first man there. Firmino with a nice touch to get back to Okello. Atlanta now starting to break free. Gallardo earns the throw-in. Now this is Brennan. The step over. Firmino. A lot of contact. And there, Okello running right into Luis Garcia Sosa. Big collision. Chattanooga really has not been on the ball very often in this first half, and that's something that Coach Underwood shared with us this week. He said that although Atlanta has not necessarily played their best over the past 2 matches, certain statistics have been in their favor, possession being one of them. And one of the big things for Coach Underwood is he wants his team to be the one in possession more often than not. Chattanooga is a team that, based on their game model, has to have possession to create chances, and they want to win the ball back as quickly as possible. And so because Atlanta has dictated possession in this match, it makes sense why they find themselves ahead. In the midst of things, Matias Gallardo just received a yellow card. So half an hour in the first booking for Atlanta. This broadcast is presented by Adidas. Morales by one man. Now Armas right to Tamimi. Flips the ball out wide to Brennan with a lot of space. Luke Brennan to Edwards. Morales. Williams. You see Firmino just roaming, trying to find a pocket of space to receive the ball. Edwards. All the way back to Morales. Brennan takes this ball back after Armas dispossessed Taylor Gray. Armas. Back from Okello. A long spell of possession for Atlanta. Gallardo. Overlapping run from Williams. Goes back to Firmino. Tamimi plays the 1-2. Now Firmino. His shot takes a deflection and will roll out. But you see the continuity between Tamimi and Firmino, two players that were on this team last year. And when you have that time that's been put in, those types of connections seem very simple, seem very easy. And that's how Atlanta is going to find themselves in better spaces to succeed. And that's what at times has been missing in the past 2 weeks. Some time being taken now as Mario Maric having a conversation. And Matias Gallardo just waiting for his opportunity to take this corner. Ball comes in across the box, headed and then blocked off the line. Great clearance by Anatoly Prepelita. Looked like Firmino was the man to get up and get ahead to it. But Prepelita right on the line, helping out his goalkeeper, Jonathan Burke. Gallardo. Ball comes out to Brennan, but he is offside. Just different ideas now for Atlanta. Gallardo, who was playing on the left, you see him come all the way off to this right side to make the back line of Chattanooga think something different. Firmino, who is playing under Tamimi. You can see him play sideline to sideline. And so when you have an Atlanta side that is doing different things like this, making things difficult, making themselves difficult to mark, that's why these large spaces have been opening up for them on the offensive end. Rivas offside. And Chattanooga will give up possession once again. In a bit of trouble, finds a way out. Okello makes the long run. Firmino gives it back to him. Gallardo trying to stay on side. A little bit of a heavy touch from Okello, looking for him. This is the most stagnant we've seen Chattanooga this season. A team that comes into today sitting third in the Eastern Conference. And Jalen James in such a slippery position found his way for the foul. Atlanta United 2 are back in action Sunday when they travel to Bridgeview, Illinois to face off against Chicago Fire 2. Coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern, only on MLS Season Pass. This is Arthur making his second appearance of the season. Back to Sarsar from Rosa Argentina, the 24-year-old. Avagnon. Hippolyta, lone Chattanooga player on a yellow card. Direct ball. Second ball lost out by Rivas as he commits the foul. Chattanooga has not been able to get through. Atlanta trying to go over the top. Williams loses possession for the moment, but Firmino can't keep it in play. Justin Williams, first ever signing in the Next Pro era for Chattanooga. 22-year-old from Trinidad and Tobago. This is the speedster, Jalen James, locates Rivas. Big ball down the left side to Gray. Attacking Edwards. Taylor Gray cuts it across, and Okello making a long recovery run. Closes things down for Atlanta. This is one thing you do not want if you're Atlanta. Don't want Chattanooga to find anything as they get ready for the break. 5 minutes prior to half. Ball lost to Gallardo. Matias Gallardo racing forward. He's being held up, and that's going to be a foul. Luis Garcia Sosa just completely slowed him down by grabbing his arm, and a free kick for Atlanta. Javier Amos waving everyone forward. Gallardo takes the set pieces, preparing for this one in the 41st minute. Lifts the ball into the box over everyone, bouncing out for a goal kick. James has not been able to shake loose today, but only takes him a small amount of time to really get going. James was the catalyst of the offensive explosion against Inter Miami. Had a hat trick in the first half. Alex McGrath had a brace. And Ethan Corrin had his first goal of the season. Brennan. Ball comes across, headed back. Gallardo goes over the crossbar. Just see how quickly Atlanta can turn defense into offense. And that's the pace that this team wants to play with. This ball will stay in for Gallardo. Flips it to Tamimi. Tamimi will take a shot, and Burke diving will stop it. Jonathan Burke, the Naperville, Illinois native. He at Eastern Illinois. And was second team All-Summit League. McGrath pushed off by Javier Armas. But Garvagnon will take this ball away. Brennan goes under Garvagnon. He got a piece of the ball. It will be a foul. And we'll warn a conversation with Mario Maric. James, well out in front of Garcia Sosa. This ball will trickle all the way back to Cohen. Has not been called upon today. Now he might, as this ball slipped into McGrath. Arthur tries to come in and collect it, but Atlanta is now in possession. This is Firmino. Okello off the pass from Gallardo. See, Efra Morales is unhappy, as well as Kawasmi. As Javier Armas ends up on the pitch, Carlos Rivas studs down, earning the yellow card for the tackle.
Attention fans, the fourth official has indicated there will be 2 minutes.
You see it here, as Armas is just coming to pick the ball up near midfield. Rivas stepping right on him. Morales playing that center back role, also playing protector of his teammate. As Rivas picks up the booking. Morales does the right thing there, as the ball was almost given up with 2 Chattanooga players racing forward. The fourth official announcing a minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time in the first half. Into McGrath. Then lost to Atlanta. Edwards with a man on decides to work back to Kawasmi. Now Edwards has to track back to take this away. Brennan. Stopped by Taylor Gray. So McGrath is fouled by Tamimi. There will be a restart. And McGrath goes quickly to Arthur. Nearing our 2 minutes played. Ball is out. Throw in for Chattanooga. First half comes to a close with Atlanta in front. Javier Armas from the spot, scoring for ATL.
That's the end of the
off
first
the
half.
handball
Your score, Atlanta
by
United
Farid Sarsar.
2-1.
And Atlanta goes into the break with a 1-0 lead on top of Chattanooga. A packed halftime report is coming up after a short break.
Messi! La pelota para Guillermo. Contact and a shot. Goal. ¡Mamita querida! ¡Qué golazo! really sweet.
Ahí está el centro. Gol.
Para Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Fuerza. Al frente. Servicio. El tiro.
It's saved by Carlos Coronel. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo. Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
Three hat tricks, including one in just 8 minutes of action. Headline our look back at match week 5. Michelle Montaigne brings us the MLS Next Pro Report.
It's going to be a chance for Carrizo!
Euler! It's Tucker, and he has his first goal.
Last week we told you good things were coming in threes. Well, episode 3 of the report has us circling back to that idea. This week we're coming to you from the New York Red Bulls training facility following a historic and record-breaking match week 5. For the first time in MLS Next Pro history, there were 3 hat-trick performances in the same match week. Chattanooga FC's Jalen James notched the first of the weekend, becoming just the 5th MLS Next Pro player to net 3 in the first half of play. Afterward, he explained the feeling of his history-making hat trick.
Rod took a chance on me, and I'm thankful for it. And I'm glad that, I could help my team win by scoring the 3 goals.
While James had the first of the match day, Osorio had the fastest. And not just of this season, Harold Osorio scored the fastest hat trick in MLS Next Pro history, recording all 3 goals in the span of 8 minutes. He scored 2 in a row in stoppage time in the first half versus Red Bulls 2, then followed that up with his 3rd in the 50th minute of play.
So to put it plainly, his 8 goals in 3 minutes is the equivalent to him scoring a goal every 2.5-ish minutes, which is insane.
For a little more context on that, some other things that take 8 minutes, well, if you're the average fit person, you could run a mile. If you're Joey Chestnut, you could eat 54 hot dogs. If you're the average domestic human, like me, you could maybe hard boil an egg. And if you're the speed of light, you could get from here on Earth to the sun, but you'd still be 19 seconds short in 8 minutes. So, safe to say, a very impressive performance by Osorio, but he was not to be outdone by a guy on the very same pitch, just on the opposite team. Roald Mitchell one-upped Osorio, scoring 4 goals in the match and notching all of them also in just the first half. Let's take a look at the player of the match day's performance now by the numbers. He became just the 4th player in MLS Next Pro history to record a 4-goal game. That brings his total number of goals scored this season to 8, becoming the fastest player to 8 goals to start a season in MLS Next Pro. That also means he's scoring an average number of 1 goal for every 45 minutes. But his performance so far on the season, according to head coach Ibrahim Sagaya, comes as no surprise to him.
No, Mitchell, each game is getting better. I think this is a player which had a lot of qualities. He hasn't been there, but you can see it. Each game is getting better. It's bad now he get injured, but this is a player which has a lot of future.
Apparently also deserving of that type of feat are the 4 other players who have scored 4 goals in a single match. SKC2's Raouf Salifu was the first to ever do it in the league. NYC2's John Dennis achieved the milestone just 1 week later. And former MLS Next Pro MVP and Cup champion Jason Russell Rowe notched 4 against in-state rival FC Cincinnati 2. Mitchell became the first to do it since September of 2022. And while those were impressive individual performances, this match week saw some historic team outputs as well. Jalen James scored 3 of Chattanooga's 6 over Inter Miami 2. Jonathan Jimenez scored a brace for NYCFC 2, who also put up 6 total over Revs 2. We mentioned the 2 stars of Red Bulls 2 and Fire 2, who helped each of their teams to 5 goals apiece in regulation. And rounding out the offensive firepower was Union 2, putting up 5 while allowing none in their match against Atlanta United 2. Now, those types of performances certainly made some waves when it comes to the latest power rankings, and there were some big shakeups towards the top, so be sure to check out the full list on our website of power rankings at MLSnextPro.com. So as you saw this week, these cleats were made for scoring. The report had you covered on all of those goals and all of the action across all of our MLS Next Pro outlets. That does it for this week. We'll see you next time from America's Heartland.
Atlanta leading 1-0 on top of Chattanooga. More at the half after this.
All right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. Cream on cream? The fit is cold. I'm ice cream. You like that?
Vamos, dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, pon la mano en la cabeza, sacúdete, 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 mira, sacúdete.
Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta al frente. Servicio. El tiro.
It's saved by Carlos Coronel. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo.
Externa va a definir Chicho.
Welcome back to Kennesaw, Georgia. Now it's time for our first half highlights. Atlanta extremely dominant in the first half up against a Chattanooga side that has been in top form up to this point in the season. You see Fareed Sarsar had his arm out and blocked that Luke Brennan cross. That led to this penalty kick for Atlanta. See it again. Sarsar just had his arm out as that ball was gonna fly across the box. And Javier Armas, his second penalty scored this season. His third goal overall. Atlanta taking a 1-goal lead on top of Chattanooga, a team that is coming off a win versus Huntsville and another W versus Inter Miami. But Atlanta has been all over Chattanooga on the day. And you think about this, Atlanta has really not allowed Chattanooga any sort of offense. This was another chance as Luke Brennan was free about 9 yards away from goal. A beautiful ball in from Matias Gallardo, but Brennan just could not really put it on frame. Another opportunity. Brennan sends the ball in. Firmino heads it back to Gallardo. He can't keep it low enough to really test Jonathan Burke. These have been the type of chances that Atlanta has had because once they broke it through the first line of defense, they played quickly. They played direct. They played into the feet of Brennan, or they played into the feet of Gallardo. And both Gallardo and Brennan have made good decisions going back towards the middle. And so Kareem Tamimi with this chance. And Burke having to make a save. As we look at our first half statistics, 8 total shots for Atlanta, and that possession has been big for the home side. They have not really allowed Chattanooga any chance to build, any chance to connect passes, any chance to really move forward offensively. And that is shown in the fact that Chattanooga has no shots and no corners. So looking forward to the second half because of what Atlanta is going to be coming out of the half inspired, looking for more goals, as well as what Chattanooga is going to be looking for a game-tying goal. We'll take one more break, be back for the second half when we return.
Dale pues, mamá ya, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, 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 mira, sacúdete.
Messi. La pelota para que really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Para Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. Andrés. Servicio.
It's saved by Carlos Coronel. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo. Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
Here's the upcoming schedule for match week 7. You see Chicago Fire got the win on Monday versus Carolina Core 2-1. And some matches later on in the week. Tacoma taking on the Town. Ventura County, who is tops in the Western Conference, taking on the reigning champs, the Next Pro in Austin. And of course, Chattanooga and Carolina Core dueling on Saturday. Atlanta comes into this match trying to shake off a couple of big losses in their past 2 matches at home, finishing off a 5-match homestand to start the regular season. Chattanooga looking to continue their success. 2 subs for Chattanooga at the half. Andres Jimenez Aranzazu comes on for Luis Garcia Sosa. And Mehdi Wamri comes on for Carlos Rivas. We'll see if Wamri plays the number 9 role like he did at the start of the last match. Wamri, 1 goal on the year, played last year in the Croatian second league. No subs for Atlanta, leading 1-0 on top of Chattanooga. Second half begins after the Mario Marge whistle. Atlanta in their black kits and Chattanooga in their white kits. James Hadnot with you this Wednesday evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Ball quickly lost. James has it taken away from behind by Gallardo. And now Nick Firmino racing forward. Firmino goes at Prepelita, who has a yellow card. Firmino sends the ball too high as he had eyes for Kareem Tamimi racing towards the back post. That's something to note for this second half. Anatoly Prepelita, the center back for Chattanooga, picked up an early yellow card just 4 minutes into the match. So he'll have to play this entire second half as he did for pretty much the entire first half. Very carefully, already in the book. This is Williams. The substitute, Jimenez Aranzazu. Andres Jimenez Aranzazu started his career in Colombia. Played second-tier soccer last year here in the States. Now is with Chattanooga. Gallardo steps in front of this ball, working against Williams. Nice ball through the legs of Williams. Firmino into the box, steps through, cuts it across, and is blocked away by Farid Sarsar. Atlanta really started to express itself offensively, especially Matias Gallardo. Once he starts to play with some confidence, can really dig into his bag of tricks. That was just an excellent ball through to Firmino. And one thing you do not want to see if you're Prepelita is Nick Firmino racing at you with pace because of his shifting ability. Full-on shove from behind by Milo Garvagnon, as him and Luke Brennan were in the midst of some battles in that first half, so that's something to keep watch. Both Garvagnon and Brennan have had conversations with the head referee, so I have to expect Garvagnon to be on a shorter leash along with Brennan for this second half. Chattanooga 0-0 at half in their last match versus Huntsville, but Alex McGrath scoring a late go-ahead goal to notch his 4th of the season. So Chattanooga, no problem being in this position. Know they have the ability to score a goal in the second half. Tamimi, nice touch, locates Firmino, finds Gallardo. This is what Chattanooga saw a lot of in the first half. Atlanta in possession, massaging the defense, making it difficult, finding the crevices, and then attacking. Edwards joins in the attack from his right back spot. Little tap to Tamimi, who goes for goal. And it's right at Jonathan Burke. Jonathan Burke, 26 years of age. Played at both Eastern Illinois and at Drake. Was the 2022 Missouri Valley Conference Goalkeeper of the Year. Drake. Once again, ball lost to Atlanta. Brennan cannot race past Ronald Garbagnon. McGrath. Tripped up. He's down in the middle of the field. Ball rolls out off of Williams. McGrath is back to his feet. And Alex McGrath is going to be a key cog in the offense for Chattanooga. Last year, coming into this season, he is the highest returning goal scorer. Last year had 7 goals. This year already has 4. Arthur making his 2nd straight appearance. Garbagnon. Ronald Garbagnon, former North Carolina Tar Heel. Also played, he was a draft pick of CF Montreal back in 2023. So Tamimi ends up on the pitch. There's no foul being called, but Mario Maric is stopping play because Tamimi was grabbing at his head. So it will be Chattanooga's ball. So here it is again. There's contact as Prepelita goes up and wins the ball. And Tamimi ends up on the pitch. Chattanooga will keep possession. Williams in behind, but Morales will hold off Jalen James, which is not an easy task. Talk about Jalen James. Played in the FC Dallas Academy, grew up in Grand Prairie, and was former teammates at the youth level with Jesus Ferreira and Paxton Palmacall. So you know his pedigree. Gallardo can't connect with Firmino, but the ball lost by Williams. Firmino almost takes out his own teammate. That just shows the reckless abandon that Atlanta is playing with right now. Trying to be the first to every ball, anything loose, trying to win it high up the field and really set their offense in motion. That's what's made it so difficult for Chattanooga to do any building offensively, because of just how adamant Atlanta has been on the defensive end, closing down the space, stepping to the ball. Chattanooga has had still no shots and no corners. And we're in the 55th minute. Gallardo takes contact. Coming into this match, one thing that Coach Cook talked about was the physicality that Atlanta was going to have to play with against Chattanooga. I mentioned the average age of the starting lineup for Atlanta in this matchup was 23. The average age of the starting lineup for Chattanooga is 25. So just the maturity that comes with age, as well as the physicality that comes with profile and body type for older players. Something that Atlanta was going to have to match here in match day 7. And they have answered the call for sure. As mentioned, being first to some of these balls. And you see there Firmino just winning it towards Tamimi. Burt comes off his line, necessary, as Edwards was breathing down his neck. Taylor Gray slows his pace and then sends it over to McGrath. This broadcast is presented by Piedmont. 57th minute of action. Atlanta in front 1-0 on top of Chattanooga. Javier Armas with a penalty kick. That's the difference right now. This ball in no man's land, so Cohen will come off his line and crush it towards Brennan. Picked up by Arthur, but he left it in the middle of the field for anyone. And Andres Jimenez Aranzazu commits the foul. And will receive a yellow card. So the substitute comes on. And he goes into the book.
Chattanooga FC yellow card in the 58th minute, number 8, Andres Jimenez.
Okello right to Gallardo. Firmino takes up the space, but he's pushed off by Prepelita. And the ball rolls out for a goal kick. One interesting thing about Chattanooga, you see that they have a strong supporting cast, a strong supporter group that will make the trip. In 2019, their club created opportunities for fans to become owners. So some of those fans might actually own some of Chattanooga FC. And they raised almost $875,000 through allowing fans to be owners. Jalen James right at Cohen, who does have to make a dive. And the first shot on target for Chattanooga comes as we near the 60th minute. You see James just getting to his left foot. Finishing the point on Chattanooga. They have owners in 25 different countries and all 50 states. So a lot of fan love for Chattanooga FC. Womry leaves this for Gray. Gray blocked away by Efren Morales. You can feel that Chattanooga is starting to grow in confidence in this match. And it's simply because they're finding more possession. So if you are Chattanooga, have to continue to press the envelope. Can't do this though. Give the ball up to a player like Luke Brennan. Atlanta now has possession. If you are Atlanta, how can you stay clean defensively and hold on to this 1-goal lead? Firmino, pass McGrath, and now Armas. A little tap to Luke Brennan, lifts the ball into the box, headed away by Jesse Williams. Now Jalen James with speed to burn. Goes to Womry, who tracks back. Jimenez on Zazu. So rather than try to find something in transition, possession more important, but lost to Atlanta. Brennan to Firmino. 1v1 with Prepelita. And Firmino tries to find the top corner. And the ball out for a goal kick. And that's a shot that Nick Firmino can definitely hit. He has that pedigree, he is at that caliber in regards to his play. But you can see the look on his face after not even putting it on frame, wanting to do better there. These past two possessions, Atlanta has picked the ball up near midfield. Javier Armas gives the ball back right there. So just as you can feel that Chattanooga is starting to gain in confidence, they cannot be flimsy with the ball because Atlanta only needs a couple of opportunities with the ball given up high up the field. Now James is fouled by Okello. Big moment now. 64th minute. Atlanta in front by a goal. But a set piece for Chattanooga. Maybe just out of shooting range for McGrath and Garvagnon, but you never know. A little tap from McGrath, right back to him. And as that ball was screaming towards the face of goal, it's cleared by Atlanta. This is really nice from Chattanooga. As McGrath comes into the open space, you see Morales is the man to clear it off the line. McGrath lifts this ball towards the back post. Prepelita has his arms all around Javier Armas. And that's going to be a foul. Armas was trying to take the free kick quickly, but he could not.
Chattanooga FC
because there was a substitute waiting.
Exiting the match, number 11, Taylor Gray.
So Taylor Gray comes out, and Jesus Ibarra comes on. Ibarra played on this team last year, scored a total of 3 goals. Already has 2 this season. Fans don't miss a piece of MLS Next Pro history Saturday when Chattanooga FC hosts Carolina Core in their first ever matchup in MLS Next Pro independent sides. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern only on MLS Season Pass. Chattanooga trying to stay unbeaten to start this year. 5 straight matches, 3 wins. They drew earlier this year versus Huntsville. Trying to continue their awesome start to 2024 and their tenure in MLS Next Pro. Nice ball to Jimenez Aranzazu, and he tries to play Jalen James free. The ball is dealt with by Jacob Williams. This broadcast is presented by Gallagher. Play comes to a halt. As Aiden Torres prepares to come on.
Substitution in the 68th minute, exiting the match, number 45.
So Noble Okello comes off, and Aiden Torres, the 16-year-old, comes on. Last year at the Generation Adidas Cup was a part of the best 11. And signed a Next Pro deal that will turn into a homegrown contract on January 1st earlier this year. So Atlanta expecting big things from Torres. Comes in a very important spot. Will play beside Javier Armas, a like-for-like substitution. And now we'll have to hold on to this lead. Armas back to Kawasmi. And now Brennan. Out for an Atlanta throw. And this is that learning curve, the learning process that Coach Cook talks about so often for the younger players with Atlanta. How do you step up in these moments? What do you do when you have an opportunity? And one reason why it's important now for a player like Torres to play beside Armas is so that he does not drown in regards to his responsibility. Wanting to help him develop, wanting to get a player of his caliber some minutes, but also want him to be successful in his stint on the pitch. And right now, trying to hold on to this 1-goal lead. First touch from Torres goes back to Efren Morales. 70th minute of action. The goal scorer, Javier Armas, from the spot in the first half, the 20th minute. Prepelita heads. The ball is brought in by Armas. Williams around to Gallardo. Quick ball into Firmino. Torres keeps possession. This is Williams. Whips the ball towards the 6-yard box, but Jonathan Burke comes out and grabs it. Substitute Aiden Torres, a fascinating product. And a fascinating prospect. 10 appearances last year. No career goals, but one of the best players at the GA Cup in 2023. Gallardo commits the foul. Jalen James will come off. Joseph Perez will come on for Chattanooga.
Chattanooga FC substitution in the 71st minute. Exiting the match, number 71, Jalen James. Entering the match, number 3, Joseph Perez.
Free kick taken quickly. McGrath works back to Jude Arthur. Now Sarsar, who has the big mistake in this match, the handball, which led to the penalty for Atlanta. What a well-weighted ball. Wamry, a step offside, maybe, as the flag comes up. First touch for Perez, loses possession, but then Tamimi almost gave it right back. Atlanta will keep it for the time being. Williams goes all the way to Kawasmi. Now Edwards, the former UNC Tar Heel. $16 minutes and change remaining. Still time for Chattanooga, as they now are starting to connect some passes. Ball will roll out for a Chattanooga throw. Atlanta preparing to make a couple of substitutions. Ashton Gordon, another teenager, preparing to come on, along with Eric Centeno.
Number 99, Kareem Tamimi.
So Tamimi comes off.
Ashton Gordon.
And Matias Gallardo comes off as well.
Match number 55, Matias Gallardo. Entering the match number 52, Eric Centeno.
This is Firmino. Looks to go over the top for Gordon. And Ashton Gordon just had a birthday on April 13th. So he just turned 17. Part of the youth wave for Atlanta. key minutes for some of these young players. You cannot replicate this in training. That's going to be a foul. And Aiden Torres will receive a yellow card. That's a point of emphasis this year. Not delaying restarts. Anytime it's evident, cards will be shown immediately. So Torres receives the yellow. This broadcast is presented by Adidas. Eddie Womry trying to fend off his defender, locates Jesse Williams. And Garvagnon whips the ball towards Edwards. He heads it. And Brennan cannot get around Joseph Perez because he's bulldozed down. So Luke Brennan, who has taken his fair share of contact on the day, up with a free kick. You see for Chattanooga, with the entrance of Joseph Perez, he is now playing on the left side. Valo Garvagnon has moved towards the right side. Prepelita goes back to his goalkeeper with Ashton Gordon looming. Again, a little too aggressive for Javier Armas. Centeno, fresh legs, racing at Williams. Feeling there might be one or two more chances for Chattanooga, but they have really struggled to create any offense on the day. This is Torres. Cleared out by Prepelita. Armas. Firmino. Williams towards Centeno. Centeno enters into some space. Eric Centeno just wide of the mark. You see Centeno, the second defender, coming towards his right shoulder, but stepped right through the space. Not a bad effort. Think about Chattanooga, what they've done this season. Winning in their last match versus Huntsville. Then prior to that, exploding for 6 goals versus Inter Miami. Drawing with NYCFC, but also 3 goals scored versus Cincinnati. Only 1 match this season where they really haven't scored multiple goals. Nice back heel to Brennan. Atlanta looking to shut the door. Prepelita pumps that ball away. Only 2 matches in which they have not scored multiple goals was the draw versus NYCFC and their last match where they only needed 1 goal to be victorious. So coming into this match, you felt like Chattanooga really had a beat on what they wanted to do offensively, but have not been able to do that without possession. Williams to McGrath. Ball big switched over to Perez, who barely keeps it in play. Now a throw in for Chattanooga. Williams. Wamry going down a little softly, although there was a little contact from Morales. Atlanta now in possession will look to milk more time. Ball lost, however. Jimenez. McGrath dispossessed by Armas. Atlanta once again losing possession. And these are the nervy moments. Firmino goes over the top. Brennan keeps this ball in, and he's battling with Perez on the touchline. Does well just to give his team a chance to return to their defensive shape. And that's just a smart play by Firmino. Play the ball out into some space, let your man come under it, and allow for your defense to reset. As they try to hold on to this lead. McGrath sprinting forward, sends the ball out wide. Now Jimenez Aranzazu can't put a real shot or a great shot on frame. Edwards loses the ball to Ibarra, who locates Wamry. Ibarra, Perez. Arthur incorporates Anatoly Prepalita. Flips the ball into the box, but Matty Wamry was offside. Little contact there. So a free kick for Chattanooga. 5 minutes plus stoppage time remain now. This would be a huge early season win for Atlanta, especially based on the circumstances. Where Chattanooga sits in the table right now, as well as what they had suffered the past 2 matches. Williams behind to Garvagnon. Arthur comes in and will go back to Prepalita. Perez. Ibarra. Now Lomri. To Jimenez. Again, Atlanta just getting numbers behind the ball now, making it difficult for Chattanooga. Ibarra, nice touch as he attacks. Leaves it for Jimenez Aranzazu. And Milo Garvagnon made the right run, but the ball to him just a little heavy. Cohen once again away. First ball, 1. And now off the head of Ibarra. That's a handball against Luke Brennan. So again, for Chattanooga, when they've had some possession, they've been able to create an opportunity. You saw there, it's a little heavy on the touch where Garvagnon would have been free for a shot. Williams sends that ball off of Centeno. And Atlanta has to be careful here over these final 2 minutes and change. Chattanooga will look to send this throw in all the way into the box. Prepalita high into the air. Ball headed back into play off of Atlanta. So a throw in once again for Chattanooga. This time it comes in tight to McGrath, then lost. Lomri, sensing the contact, goes down, tries to play the free kick quickly, but will not be able to. And now you see Lomri putting his hands on Javier Armas near the head referee. Mario Maric trying to sort things out. Here it is again, just like a smart number 9 would do at this stage of the game, just feeling any type of contact. Although he might have gone down a little lightly, there is contact, and he has every right. He's fouled. And now a set piece in the 90th minute for Chattanooga. McGrath launches the ball into the box. First headed away by Morales. Now Jimenez on Zazu, right to Ibarra. This ball takes a deflection. Corner kick coming for Chattanooga. The fourth official announcing a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time. That's what stands between Atlanta and their second win of 2024. This was the chance for Ibarra right off of the boot of Williams. Garvagnon lifts the ball into the box. Punched away by Cohen. Second phase now. Across the box. Prepalita sends it in. It's headed away by Gordon. And now Atlanta in possession. This is Centeno. Eric Centeno right across the box. Torres. Can't beat the first line of defense, but will take the ball back. Now Williams. Centeno. Pushed off the ball for a moment. Eric Centeno gains it back. And you see Nick Firmino showing off his athleticism, but can't keep the ball below the crossbar. So now last gasp for Chattanooga. Garvagnon out wide to Ibarra. The touch to take him forward, but Edwards steps in front. 2 minutes of our minimum of 3 have been played. Ibarra, a touch to Perez. Ball comes back to Jesus Ibarra. He is tripped up. And a free kick for Chattanooga, played quickly. On Zazu, ball's headed high. Wamry looking for a chance. He's blocked away. Leaves it for Williams. Receives it back, does Wamry. Cross comes in. Bouncing, hit by Ibarra. A jumping stop by Cohen. Gordon will clear it away. Prepalita runs in with reckless abandon and heads it out. But let's take a look at this sequence right here. Ball bouncing. Wamry just looking for any chance, any sliver of space. No shot. So sends the ball back across the box. And we see a big-time save in the end by Josh Cohen. The final whistle, and Atlanta finishes off their 5-match homestand with a win. 3 points to Atlanta after a 1-0 victory over Chattanooga.
Chattanooga FC 0.
Tonight's man of the match is Javier Armas of Atlanta, scoring this penalty in the 20th minute to give Atlanta what would be the 1-goal lead. All that was necessary for the win and avoiding a 3-match losing streak. Javier Armas from Oregon State, the draft pick this season, the pick to take the shot from the spot, and has the game-winning goal. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening on Match Day 7 for our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew. My name is James Hadnot. Once again, our final score, Atlanta 1, Chattanooga 0. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.